Ever wonder why some people seem to have an uncanny ability to stay focused, motivated, and on top of their game? What's their secret? It might surprise you to learn that the answer lies not in any mystical powers or extraordinary abilities, but in something we all possess: mental habits. Yes, those automatic thoughts and patterns that we engage in every single day, often without even realizing it. Think of mental habits as the internal software that runs our minds. They're the scripts that dictate how we react to the world around us, from the moment we wake up to the moment we close our eyes at night. Whether it's the tendency to doubt ourselves in challenging situations, or the instinct to stay calm under pressure, these habits form the core of our mental makeup. The power of mental habits can't be overstated. They shape our behaviors, influence our feelings, and guide our thoughts. They're like invisible puppet masters, pulling the strings behind the scenes of our lives. Consider for a moment the impact of a positive mental habit like resilience. It's the force that allows us to bounce back from adversity, to keep pushing forward despite setbacks. It's the habit that fuels our determination and drive, turning obstacles into opportunities. On the flip side, imagine the effects of a negative mental habit like self-doubt. It's the voice in our heads that whispers we're not good enough, that amplifies our fears and magnifies our failures. It's the habit that holds us back, that keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage and stagnation. You see, mental habits are not inherently good or bad. They're simply patterns of thought that we've cultivated over time. The key is to recognize their power, to understand how they impact our lives, and to take control of them. And that's where the journey to mental mastery begins. It's about harnessing the power of our mental habits, turning them from unseen forces into tools we can use to shape our lives for the better. Understanding the power of mental habits is the first step to controlling them. Our minds are our most powerful tools, and by mastering our mental habits, we can truly unlock their potential. Not all mental habits are created equal. Some propel us forward while others hold us back. Let's delve into the good, the bad, and the ugly of mental habits. First, the good. Positive mental habits are those that enhance our lives, fuel our productivity, and foster our well-being. They're the little mental routines that make us happier, healthier, and more successful. Examples include gratitude, optimism, and mindfulness. These habits help us focus on the bright side of life, live in the present moment, and appreciate what we have. They boost our mood, increase our resilience, and improve our relationships. Then there's the bad. These are the mental habits that disrupt our peace, drain our energy, and derail our progress. They're the negative thought patterns that keep us stuck in a rut. Examples include worry, self-doubt, and rumination. These habits cause us stress, erode our self-esteem, and hinder our performance. They make us anxious, insecure, and unhappy. And finally, the ugly. These are the most harmful mental habits, the ones that are deeply ingrained and difficult to change. They're the toxic thought patterns that poison our minds and cripple our lives. Examples include self-criticism, perfectionism, and catastrophizing. These habits damage our mental health, sabotage our success, and ruin our relationships. They make us depressed, frustrated, and lonely. But here's the thing about mental habits. They're not set in stone. They're flexible and changeable. We can break free from the bad and the ugly and cultivate the good. We can replace our negative thought patterns with positive ones. We can transform our minds and our lives. It all starts with awareness. We must first recognize our mental habits before we can change them. We must identify the good, the bad, and the ugly in our mental routine. We must understand what's working for us and what's working against us. We must acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses, our assets and liabilities. Recognizing our negative mental habits is crucial to replacing them with positive ones. Now that we know what mental habits are and how they impact us, how do we go about controlling them? Let's dive into some strategies that can help us do just that. The first one is mindfulness. This is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can observe our mental habits as they occur, which is the first step to gaining control over them. For instance, if you often find yourself worrying about the future, mindfulness can help you catch yourself in the act and gently redirect your attention to the present moment. Next up is cognitive restructuring. This is a psychological technique that involves identifying and challenging irrational or negative thinking patterns. Let's say you have a mental habit of jumping to the worst-case scenario whenever you're faced with a problem. Cognitive restructuring would involve recognizing this thought pattern, questioning its validity, and then replacing it with more rational and positive thoughts. So instead of thinking, "This is going to be a disaster," you might think, "This is a challenge, but I have the skills to handle it." Lastly, we have habit stacking, a technique that involves pairing a new habit with an existing one to make it easier to adopt. Suppose you want to develop a mental habit of expressing gratitude. You could stack this new habit onto an existing one, like brushing your teeth in the morning. As you brush your teeth, you can think of 3 things you're grateful for. These techniques, mindfulness, cognitive restructuring, and habit stacking, can be powerful tools in controlling your mental habits. However, remember that change doesn't happen overnight. It often requires consistent effort and patience. But the good news is that every step you take towards controlling your mental habits is a step towards a more positive and fulfilling life. Taking control of your mental habits is a journey, but with the right strategies, it's entirely possible. Imagine transforming your mental habits from obstacles to stepping stones. Sounds empowering, doesn't it? Well, it indeed is, and it is entirely within your reach. It's about turning the tables on negativity and embracing the power of positivity. Positive mental habits bring a plethora of benefits, and the first one is improved mental health. Negative thoughts can trap you in a cycle of stress, anxiety, and depression. By shifting to positive habits, you reduce these detrimental effects, promoting peace of mind and overall happiness. Imagine replacing the habit of self-criticism with self-appreciation or swapping overthinking with mindfulness. These switches can significantly boost your emotional well-being. Increased productivity is another gift of positive mental habits. Negative habits like procrastination or perfectionism can be major roadblocks in your path to success. On the other hand, positive habits such as time management, goal setting, and focusing on progress rather than perfection can propel you forward. Think about it. If you replace the habit of saying "I can't" with "I'll try," it opens up a world of possibilities and achievements. Lastly, positive habits enhance the quality of your life. Negative habits might lead you to focus on what's going wrong, what you lack, or what you fear. Positive habits, however, encourage you to appreciate what you have, to seek opportunities in every situation, and to face your fears with courage. Imagine replacing the habit of complaining with gratitude, or swapping fear of failure with the excitement of learning. These changes can transform your life from a constant struggle into a delightful journey of growth and fulfillment. So, remember, the shift from negative to positive mental habits is not an overnight process. It requires patience, perseverance, and practice. But the rewards? They're worth every bit of effort. Positive mental habits are not just about feeling good, they're about living a better, more fulfilled life. The journey to mental mastery is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Remember, this path is not about quick fixes or overnight transformations. It's about the small, consistent steps you take every day towards reshaping your mental habits. In this video, we've journeyed through the power of mental habits, the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of them, and how to control them. Each of these components is crucial in understanding and mastering your mind. The essence of this journey lies in patience, consistency, and persistence. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your mental prowess. It's the daily practice of positive mental habits that will gradually lead to profound changes. The beauty of this journey is that it never truly ends. There's always a higher level of mental mastery to strive towards. It's a continuous process of growth, improvement, and evolution. Remember, the power to shape your life lies in your hands, or rather in your mind. Start controlling your mental habits today and see the difference it makes.